My daughter's kindergarten teacher called me for an urgent meeting. What she showed me on her iPad left me speechless. When my phone rang during a critical work meeting and I saw my daughter Zoe's school on the caller ID, my heart dropped. As a single dad, these calls usually meant fever, fall, or forgotten lunch. But Miss Rivera's voice was different this time, pert, calm, yet insistent that we meet after school. It's important, she said, but not an emergency. Zoe's fine. I spent the rest of the day distracted, cycling through worst-case scenarios. Was Zoe struggling academically, having trouble making friends? The knot in my stomach tightened as I walked into the colorful kindergarten classroom that afternoon. Miss Rivera part her young, energetic, with paint-splattered jeans that made her a supalander, and Zoe's eyes part and greeted me with a reassuring smile. Hikes for coming so quickly. Mr. Jen, I wanted to show you something before I discuss it with Zoe. She pulled out her iPad and opened a folder labeled Morning Drawing Time. My confusion must have shown on my face. Each morning the kids have 15 minutes to draw whatever they want, she explained. It helps me understand what's happening in their little worlds. She swiped through several of Zoe's drawings. Here in typical 5-year-old artwork, our apartment building with disproportionately large windows, our cat Moshi with 6 legs, me with arms stretching impossibly long to hug her. Then she stopped on yesterday's drawing. It showed 2 stick figures, part one tall, me one small, Zoe, part standing outside what appeared to be our apartment. Between us was a third figure, lying on the ground. Her and Z this figure were red scribbles, and what looked like a phone in the tall figure's hand. Zoe was very focused while drawing this, Miss Rivera said quietly. When I asked her about it, she said it was the day Daddy saved the sleeping lady. My throat tightened as I realized what I was looking at. 3 weeks ago, while walking Zoe to school, we'd encountered a woman collapsed on the sidewalk outside our building. I called 911 while checking her pulse, and paramedics arrived within minutes. They'd administered Narcan Parrot. She'd overdosed Parenton, and she regained consciousness before they took her away. I tried to shield Zoe, asking her to look at the interesting cloud shapes, but clearly she'd seen everything. Miss Rivera nodded. Here is more. She swiped to today's drawing. This one showed our apartment building again, but with a new figure standing outside Perrin, a woman with curly hair. Zoe had drawn her holding what looked like a bag. Next to her was a speech bubble with a simple thank you written in Miss Rivera's neat handwriting. Zoe couldn't write many words yet. She told me this is the lady who was sleeping, but now she's better and came to say thank you, Miss Rivera explained. Has someone visited your apartment recently? I shook my head, stunned. No one has visited. This is completely imagined. Miss Rivera's expression softened. Mr. Chen, I've been teaching kindergarten for 7 years. Children process trauma through their art and play. Zoe isn't traumatized, parent. She's processing something profound. She's created a healing narrative where the woman recovers and expresses gratitude. That's remarkably sophisticated emotional thinking for a 5-year-old. She turned the iPad toward me again. Look at the details. Parenty, the woman is standing upright, smiling. Zoe has given this story a happy ending because she needs one. Children are naturally optimistic, but they also need to make sense of the difficult things they witness. I stared at the drawing, seeing it through new eyes. My daughter hadn't just witnessed an overdose parent, she'd been thinking about the woman's fate, wondering if she was okay, imagining her recovery. Talk to her, Miss Rivera said simply. Ask about her drawings. Let her know it's okay to have questions about what happened. You don't need all the answers, parent, just be willing to listen. That night, after mac and cheese, Zoe's favorite, I asked about her drawings. What followed was a 30-minute conversation where my 5-year-old asked questions about addiction, homelessness, and whether the sleeping lady had a family who missed her. Answer I wasn't prepared for, but tried to answer honestly and age-appropriately. Do you think she's better now, Daddy? Zoe asked finally. I hope so, sweetie, I said truthfully. Some people get better, and some people need more help. She nodded solemnly. I am going to draw her better tomorrow. Last week, Miss Rivera texted me a photo of Zoe's latest drawing, part our building again, but this time with many figures outside. The woman, now with a child beside her, me, Zoe, and several other people in the circle community. Zoe had told her teacher, sometimes our children see more than we realize, and sometimes they imagine the world not just as it is.